So the thing that I'm sort of obsessing about right now is friendship. There's an entire industry to help us be better leaders. There's an entire industry to help us be better parents. There's an entire industry to help us eat better, exercise better, sleep better. And yet there's barely anything on how to be a friend. And if you think about all the mental health challenges that so many of us are facing today, whether it's coping with stress, depression, anxiety, addiction, even obsession with longevity, friendship is the ultimate biohack that literally fixes all those things.
People like Simon Sinek are constantly thinking of the future, constantly thinking of where we're going to be in a few years and what the things we're doing now, how they will have an impact on who we're going to become as individuals, but also as a society as a whole. And so for him to come out and say, I'm obsessed about this, first of all, was refreshing, because I've been starting to feel lately like I'm a crazy person, because like nobody's talking about this and it seems to be such a massive problem. But like he said, that there's no industry that talks about this, and a lot of it's kind of not really taboo. It's just it's less scientific. People go about it in just like we'll let it happen kind of a way. And I've been kind of fighting this for the last 6 or 7 years. And the rebuttals that I would get would be this exact thing, where people are trying to, and especially in a business context, are looking at ROI. And there's no way to measure the ROI on the times you spend with friends or the times that you spend building relationships until, like Steve Jobs said, you look back. There's no way to do it looking forward. The only way to do it is looking back. And when you have something that's less tangible, it's in the clouds. It can be really difficult to bring it down to the dirt and then convince people that it's actually a really good use of their time, because they're not seeing that immediate benefit from doing that thing. I thought it was really refreshing to hear somebody who tackles massive problems all the time, like Simon Sinek, talking about this in this way. And then the rest of the conversation, Trevor Noah goes on to say a lot of the same things, that this is something that he's been thinking about the most, that he's purposely the last few years been taking friend trips and bringing, he said his group is up to like 15 or 16 people where they'll just go to a different country and go hang out, and they'll hang out, have a good time. And they have kind of intentional evenings where they ask a specific question, and then everybody goes around, they discuss that whole thing, and they become friends. They get vulnerable with each other. They allow each other in. They show openness and willingness to discuss things that are difficult to discuss. And I thought that was a really beautiful example of what can happen, especially in male friendships, because that's so the opposite of how most men are.